Hi folks, welcome to the final video about currency. You remember this? It's more about this. Who will win the race? The final question is, what's really suitable as a currency? We are talking about currency, not about medium of exchange, not about store of value. That's important because the focus in this video shifts more to currency, let's say gold for gold-based money, Bitcoin and fiat money. And what makes a currency? The rules. So let's look at the rules. Gold is tied to natural reserves and how much the individual central power owns. Bitcoin is tied to the code and absolutely limited up to 21 million units. Fiat money is tied to obligations. Tied to? This means how the amount of money, the growth and the shrinkage of the money supply actually happens. Why is this binding or coupling so important? I think we agree that an appropriate money supply is the best for the economy. I will try to explain in a real simple example. Imagine there is a family. It's Bob, the father, Sarah, the mother, and Julian, the son. Bob earns 50, Sarah 30, and Julian 20. So in total it's 100. So far, so good. But now Julian approves his knowledge, his abilities. So he should earn more than 20. Let's say up to 40. Now we take the rules of these three competitors. First, Bitcoin. Bitcoin is strictly limited. This means if Julian gets his 40, he has to take it from another family member. So everything Julian wins, Bob or Sarah loses, even if their knowledge and abilities did not decrease, because there is only 100 available. It's a zero-sum game. Discover more about this fascinating world of game theory in one of our next videos. In simple terms for now, what you gain, you must take from someone else. Sounds not really good. In my strong conviction, this leads to a disaster or shadow currencies. Go on with gold. In gold is the possibility of money supply growth. So the 100 for the whole family could increase if there is more gold. However, this increase would be more random and not based on Julian's growing ability and know-how. Now to fiat money. Fiat money is tied to obligations, means if the economy increases, in our case Julian, the money supply will increase too. This leads to Bob 50 because he didn't change, Sarah 30 because she didn't change, and Julian 40 because he increases his know-how and ability. So overall 120. Let's summary. In Bitcoin, we always have to share 100. If you want more, if you deserve more, you have to take it from others. In gold, we have to share 100 plus more or less random, not based on know-how or abilities. In fiat money, we share now 120, not random, only based on know-how and abilities. Please ask yourself, where would you be more comfortable? For me, the answer is easy. Gold and Bitcoin are nice mediums of exchange, nice speculation objects, more or less nice as a storage of value, but not at all suitable as a currency because they can't grow and shrink with the economy. We remember an appropriate money supply is the best for our economy. So sorry to all gold fans. Sorry to all Bitcoin fans. In the race of currency, gold and Bitcoin are out. But is fiat money really the answer for the problems with currency, especially inflation, hyperinflation, justice, and all the other aspects when we talk about currency? I will tell you later, but first we have a look to the biggest problem of fiat money: abuse. First, a warm hello to all the fiat money haters. In what world do we get rid of the victim instead of stopping the abuse? As we saw, abuse with Bitcoin or gold is much harder than fiat money. We go back to our family. Remember Bob, Sarah, and Julian? Imagine Bob has the power to rule the money supply. He is not satisfied with his 50. He goes to the central unit and forces the central unit to give him 30 more. So there are 130. But not because Bob increases his know-how or abilities. It increases in favor or power of Bob. So we have 130 plus the 20 earned by Julian, really earned, gives 150. Bob's additional 30 represents our inflation because these Bob's 30s are not covered by know-how or abilities. Easy to understand, right? So can we avoid fiat money get abused? Let's play Sherlock. Who is the abuser? Bob. In real world means politicians, politics, governments. The state. How? By forcing the central bank to accept poor obligations. Why? Power. Here I want to tell you a short story to correct maybe a really big misunderstanding. Money is power, we agree. Fine. But not only the money you own means power. It's also the money you do not own, but you have the control of distribution. We hold it simple. Imagine you own 200,000. But as a politician, for example, you have the power to decide who gets parts of 2 billion. What do you think gives you more influence and power? Nice example is also Bill Gates. It's told to us he donated most of his money. But did he really? No, he moved the most of the money to a charity organization he controls. In the end, he saved a lot of paying taxes and still controls the money. His money. Nice trick, huh? So we agree. The why is the desire for power. About this, I already told you in our video Capitalism versus Socialism. Why we did not discover this till now? Because of storytelling and misleading our focus. In the moment we get told that we have problems with the inflation if the money supply is too high. That's correct, but now the big but. They forget to tell us that the wrong money supply grounded in forcing the central bank to accept bad obligations from the government or state. Remember Bob. And now the most important, how we can avoid it, this abuse. With laws. We erase the influence of politics, governments, and other mighty organizations from the central bank. It's like a Chinese wall between central bank and these groups. Is this possible? difficult, but yes, it is. Think about separation of powers. Legislation, executive, and judiciary. It works there too, but no law works without observation by the voters, us. Now we know where to look and force the experts telling us more about balance sheet of central bank obligations. So we discover if any politicians interfere the money supply growth not respecting the rules. We discover now and change our votes against them. If politicians are aware of this, they will not abuse the currency because they will get voted out. Finally, we do have a central bank works like every other bank or moneylender, decides independently to whom they give the money, in competition with other countries where fiat money is the currency. The result? A currency that perfectly grows and shrinks with the economy. Did I simplify? Yes, and of course you can write books about currency, money supply, inflation, interest, and so on. But in the end, for us, the normal people, the voters, just has to know on which point our eyes has to focus the most. That's our channel stands for. Simplify to understand principles. After this, to go deeper. It's up to you. But anyway, if you understood principles, it's hard for others to tell you nonsense, like money supply. So comment, like us, agree or disagree, but please talk about and follow us. Not missing our next video. It's about fraud and Bitcoin. See you soon!